Stand the fuck back. It's hammer time.
So hi, I'm Khan. I am the lead narrative designer at Deep Silver Dambuster Studios.
I'm David Stenton. I'm game director on Dead Island 2 at Dambuster Studios.
This way for the happy ending.
Jimmy?
Dambuster has been working on the game in earnest for 4 years. It's been actually a fairly standard development cycle. It's been hard to be stealth mode for the last couple of years, but we really wanted to have a good, solid, playable demo, a good, solid gameplay trailer, CGI trailer, to really show the fans that it's a thing. We've got the goods to back it up before we said anything about it.
Yeah, so one of the franchise pillars from the Dead Island franchise has always been what we call Paradise Gone to Hell. So you might remember in the original game it was set on the island of Banoi in the luxurious hotel resort, and so in 2018 we thought LA actually worked really well as a location. It's got really fantastic postcard locations for players to explore. It's got really interesting characters and personalities to meet within there. So yeah, that's really the basis. We thought that provided a really strong foundation.
Sure. So we have 6 playable characters. Our slayers, our zombie slayers, they're all very much like pulp heroes. They're swaggering, larger than life, over the top. We really double down on their personalities. They each have unique voiceover. They all react to things very differently. You will play one character. You'll choose them from the beginning. We've given you little hints as to the gameplay differences between them so that you can make an informed choice. But we honestly think there's a lot of replayability there. It feels like quite a different story in a way when you're playing a new character. So yeah, they're all very much Los Angelinos, and that doesn't mean that they're all from Los Angeles, because what is more American than a transplant who then lives there. So we have, for example, you saw in the trailer, we have Jacob, who's this kind of swaggering modern Mick Jagger character from Brixton, and he decided to leave London and follow his dream of being a Hollywood stuntman. In the demo we have Amy, and she is a champion athlete, a long distance runner. And their attitudes are so different, the way they react to things are so different, and we've got, 6 characters to really play around with there.
So you play the story through as one character, but the game is very much about choosing your own playstyle and customizing the playstyle to suit. So each of the characters has slightly different starting attributes. For example, Amy starts out particularly agile, but through the course of the game you acquire skill cards, and you can use those to play your hand, so to speak. And the skill deck really is the sort of gateway to allowing players to really customize their playstyle, and ultimately the vast majority of the skills can be acquired by any of the 6 characters. There are a small group of skills that are restricted to certain characters. So yeah, we strongly encourage replaying the game again as another character. You can choose different skills this time. You could maybe try out a different play style again.
One thing about the skill deck I think that's really fun is that you can respec it on the fly. You don't have to, go back and negotiate with a vendor or something to change your skills. You can start a jump, respec in midair, and land with new skills if you really want to, and that is part of this focus we've had on the combat and on a responsive, tactical combat. It's not just sort of button mashing. You really have to think about what you're seeing, what you're going to choose to respond to it. It's a real toy box of weapons and skills and mods and everything that you can combine, including the environment. So it's really encouraging to see people find how their skills work best for their situation right now. And if it doesn't work, they try something else, and then they'll beat the zombie that way.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a huge roster of zombies, all sorts of different visual variations and gameplay variations. So, as you can imagine, we visit lots of the fantastic postcard locations throughout LA, and there's all kinds of zombies that are themed around those locations. So, for example, in Santa Monica at the pier, in the demo that you played, we have zombies themed around there, and the gameplay manifestations of those as well really tie into the tactical side of combat. So, for example, there are zombies that have got like water cooler backpacks on, drinks dispenser sort of backpacks, and you can use those to like pierce them, and that really plays into the combat sandbox. So we do a lot with fluids in the game, you know, spilling fuel and pouring fuel and acid and water, so you can pierce the backpack, douse the floor or other zombies nearby in water, and then electrocute them with maybe like an electric modded weapon.
Well, he mentioned we have caustic damage, which acts kind of like acid, so melting things down. And actually, the gore system that we have, the flesh system, all of our zombies are built from the organs up. So one of the small joys, I would like to say, of the game is watching a zombie melt from an attack, from the, gets through the cloth and then the skin and then the layers of fat and muscle and all the way down to the bones. It's a really gross, satisfying experience. Yeah, sure. Yes, so obviously, comes out on February 3rd. Pre-orders are open now. See you in hel-la. But beyond that, I would say that, we've talked about it a little bit, but the most fun part about Dead Island 2, I think, what we loved about it was this up close and personal zombie snapping at your face kind of distance combat. And the nice thing is that there is no correct way to play and fight and win in Dead Island. There is no best weapon. There is no obvious combination of skills. Because what might be the perfect combination right now, another zombie comes up and he's got firefighter gear on, and your fire weapon will do you no good against him. So I would say for everybody, it is a toy box. Go nuts, experiment, find what works for you, and it means that nobody should have to play with a weapon that they don't love, with a style that they don't love. It's all about finding the thing that you like to do and then doing it to all of the zombies. Yeah, thank you for your time.